Ask yourself the damn question. Is winning the only thing to you?
Sports today are not just played on the field. They're played every day, online, all over the world, by sports fans just like you.
Don't you dare breathe. That won't get you anywhere. If you don't think you're a winner, you don't belong here.
The Star Fantasy League Show puts you in control of your own team. Find out who to sit, who to start, how to play, and have your daily fantasy sports questions answered with your host, Jonathan Sprung, and co-host SFL CEO Zach Stanley and Nick Steblenko. The Star Fantasy League Show is on the air now.
Hello and welcome to the Star Fantasy League Show here on 105.5 The Team in Rochester. I am Jonathan Sprung, your host, joined as always by Teddy Bear 2 himself, Nick Steblenko.
Well, luckily Zach's not here to get all upset and in a tizzy over things, but yes, I am here like always.
Yeah, I gave you the first on the billing. You got the marquee name on the show because joining us also SFL's family member Jason Gringer's here again. Jason, what's up?
I'm still in mourning, Jonald.
Oh, what are you in mourning about?
We lost my beard on Sunday night.
We're mourning the loss of your beard. Okay.
We are mourning the beard. I said he looks like he gained a little baby face.
Rest in peace, beard 2014.
And would you like to explain to the listeners in Rochester why you had a beard?
Blackhawks playoff beard.
See, but that's not, that's the best part about hockey, I think. I really do.
Really, the beards?
I think it is because the fans are actual fans.
There we go.
My.
That's what I was going to say. No, it's not just the beards.
All right, let's
we
be honest.
take it to the limit.
Let's be honest. Jason couldn't really grow what you'd call a beard. It was more like patchy, scratchy facial hair. Same thing I do. But
yeah, I was going to say neither of us could talk. I think he does a better job than both of us.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm currently like 4 weeks out, and I have nothing on my face. So
This is a good 3-day chin right here.
All right, enough about facial hair talk. This is not the shaving podcast sponsored by Gillette. This is actually the Star Fantasy League Show where we only talk fantasy and, sports in general. We do everything. Everything to do with sports.
It seems like this is a slow time, but you know what? It's really not. There's quite a few interesting things going on right now.
And that allows us to get more in-depth when it is slow like this. Obviously, in the news, you get to talk about some fun stories. There's a few in the news that are going around. We'll get to talk about that in John Alt's mailbag. We're also going to be a little accountable. I think Zach did really poorly yesterday. That's why he's not on the show today. He did not want to be accountable for his horrible picks.
Yeah. I'm the middle relief today.
Are you?
Right. He was the starting pitcher.
Oh, he's going to be back on Friday. You're right.
He got shelled like Stouffer. So they bring in the
Stouffer.
long reliever. That's me. I'm the long reliever today.
All right. You know what? Since Zach isn't here, Nick, you and I, let's be accountable for our picks yesterday. How'd you do?
Well, I would have done better if the Dodgers didn't stink to Noesi.
Okay,
Second time in a row I picked against Noesi. I hate you now, Hector Noesi.
Okay, but
I hope you're
still,
listening.
I believe after he had a great game yesterday, I think his ERA is still like almost 5.5.
He's 1-4. He just serves up batting practice most of the time, but no, not against the Dodgers. Why would you do that against the Dodgers? Please tell me, why would you do that against the Dodgers?
Let's be fair. I beat you, but we both actually had pretty respectable scores.
That was yesterday was a good one. I think we did really well with the pitchers. Garrett Cole had a great game. Zach Wheeler had a great game. A lot of good pitching performances out there, and I think that's where you start things off, because if you can get 3 solid games out of your pitchers, you're looking at like 25 to 30 points. That starts you off on the right foot.
I went the other way. Usually I'm pretty good on pitchers. I got Zach Wheeler as my play of the day for pitcher. Loved him. I think Zach and I agreed on that. But it was my batters that really pulled it out for me. I had Nelson Cruz as my play of the day, got me 10.75. Gaddis got me almost, 11. Bogarts got me 11. I just had a bunch of guys that hit home. I think I had
Adam
4.
Jones.
Yeah, Adam Jones was another one of my plays / values. But the Red Sox kind of bit me a little bit. I picked Bogarts and Gomes, but the rest of the guys I listed, they did crap. It was pretty much just Bogarts scoring.
Bogarts is having a fantastic couple of weeks here. I mean, his performance is necessary if the Red Sox are going to start continuing, or if they're going to continue this rise back in the standings.
We need some young kids to step up. We got Brock Holt coming up. There's a few young guys that are showing something.
Well, you and I need that, but Jason over here is sitting pretty with his Oakland A's, who are flirting with the best record in baseball.
Do you listen to the 105.5 The Team in Rochester? I believe we are the lead into the Boston Red Sox, so we have to talk about our team, our station.
But Jason can still love the Red Sox because they have a very healthy relationship with Oakland. They love to ship players out there.
They do.
This
yes,
is true.
Lots of guys. Brandon Moss killed it last night.
Yeah, you can have whoever you would like. All right, so that's us being accountable, which I believe that means it's time for me to what's the word I use? Dominate you?
No.
No?
No.
Is that not what I do in MLB lineup breakdown?
No, you don't. You're still losing.
It's 6-5 now.
Yeah, but you're losing.
All right. You know what? Let's get to Wednesday's MLB lineup breakdown.
Let's do this.
Time for your Star Fantasy League's MLB Fantasy Lineup Breakdown.
All right, I gotta try to tie this up. Every time I get within one, you just automatically win the next day. It's one of those weird series where it goes 1-1, back and forth. I need to pull ahead.
You might have a chance this time. I'm going to take a different strategy, although I actually really like my strategy, so I don't think you have a chance.
I'm interested because I have a weird strategy. Normally I do if I like stack. I think there are 4 or 5 legitimate stacks that we can talk about for Wednesday on StarFantasyLeagues.com. I actually picked pretty much 2 players from every stack that I liked and then threw in another guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, I went a little weird. I found these guys I really liked, the top 2 from each of the stacks I did, and then I went that way. So let's see how this works out. I got to give a spiel, though. You got a $100,000 salary cap on StarFantasyLeagues.com. You got to pick 1 each every infield position, 3 outfielders, 1 utility. That's any offensive position you want. 2 starting pitchers, 1 reliever, and 1 wild card pitcher. That's either pitcher you want, reliever or a starter. Stay under that salary cap, get the most points, win the most money, and beat Nick. Beat him.
Don't beat Nick.
Beat him bad.
Never beat Nick.
All right. Let's start it off at the center position, starting 7'3", Greg Oden. No. Catcher, I have Miguel Montero, Arizona. I pretty much love that matchup, Arizona and Colorado.
I was going to say, Arizona's actually come on a little bit in the past month. Not fantastic by any means.
Their
but
offense has been underrated. Yeah.
I think you have to like anybody playing in Coors these days.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I
mean, because the air really carries out there.
The air does carry.
Yeah, how many times can we say that per show? The air really carries.
That was a reference to your quote
that was a
couple
John
days
reference.
ago.
It's true.
The ball carries.
Yeah, not
the air does not carry itself.
How is the ball carrying?
The ball carries. That's the saying, John.
Yes.
But
That's the saying.
It's not scientifically accurate.
Neither is air carrying itself either.
Air carries everywhere.
Thank you. But it carries better in thinner atmosphere.
The ball carries in the air.
All right. Did you guys pass physics? Did you?
No.
All right. Then you lose.
I got a C. That's passing.
Great. All right. Moving on. I got another guy in my Arizona stack. They're all mini stacks because I only put 2 in. I got Paul Goldschmidt.
Love Goldie.
Come on.
Love
Goldie. He's my play of the day. He got taken out of the lineup yesterday. I would have had him as a big bomb in there, but I didn't end up having him.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed he didn't play yesterday against the lefty there, but Nick Evans, who was his replacement, he went yard.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. But did anybody have him in? Probably not.
Probably not minimum salary.
No, didn't get him. But yeah, I love Goldschmidt tonight. I think he's pretty obviously going to go deep a little bit here. All righty, moving on.
Obviously.
Yeah. Come on. I got 5 home runs yesterday. I know I'm going to hit like 4 more today, right?
You got 5? I thought you got 3.
It was either 4 or 5.
All right, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Not
All right, so my second baseman might be a problem because I'm not sure if he's starting. Nick and I are going back and forth on who's starting for Milwaukee. If it's both of them, Weeks and Scooter, I don't know. But I have Ricky Weeks in there for the minimum.
I mean, it's really tough for Milwaukee to balance this one because Scooter's actually hitting really well for average, but Ricky Weeks is obviously a power guy. So, I mean, and there are times, and I believe, that they put both of them in their lineup, correct?
They could today with the DH spot. They're playing in Minnesota. I think Scooter's going to get the start if you had to pick between either of them.
I'm going with my BVP. I like it. He's less money. I do actually have a little bit of money saved up just in case I need to. Remember, there are almost 2 hours left to get your lineup set on StarFantasyLeagues.com for Wednesday. So if you hear this and you see a lineup come out about an hour from now and it says something different, definitely switch out Ricky Weeks.
You're talking about Ricky Weeks' batter versus pitcher?
Yeah, he's got really good numbers against Ricky Nolasco.
I think everybody has good numbers against Nolasco this year.
Career, not this year.
Yeah, but his career has also been a lot better than this year because this year has been a very big roller coaster ride.
That's why, mostly down because that's why his salary is the minimum on the site.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I got some of your Oakland boys. Another one of my stacks I liked. I got Donaldson and Lowry in there. I didn't get Moss. I didn't get any of those other guys in there.
Love Donaldson tonight facing a lefty. I think his weighted on base against lefties this year is like 460 or something. He's killing it.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's high. He's the guy I wanted in there, and then I kind of just said, all right, how much money do I have left over? Give me another Oakland guy. That's basically what it was.
He could be the play of the night tonight.
Yeah, you got Donaldson in there?
I do.
Okay, good. Just making sure that I'm doing a little something right. Just a little something. All right, so that's my Oakland section of the thing. They actually, it's funny. They go team, right down my lineup. It's a little weird, right? I didn't mean to do that, I swear. All right, two of my outfielders are from the Los Angeles Dodgers. I got Scott Van Slyke and Yasiel Puig.
Ooh, forget the Dodgers.
Okay, just because they could not figure out Hector Noesi, you really don't think they can figure
Who can't figure
John
out
Danks?
Noesi? He
The
throws
Yankees.
batting practice.
The Yankees couldn't figure him out.
Dodgers.
Now the Dodgers can't.
Oh, so two of the better offenses in the league. Now all of a sudden Hector Noesi's like, I'm going to be a starting pitcher.
Pretty much. Yeah, I got another one of these value guys in Van Slyke. When he's filled in pretty admirably against lefties.
Yeah, he hits lefties well. And Puig
Hits
he hits everybody well.
Yeah, he hits
so
everything. He hits the ball well. That's pretty much all there is to it.
He's been pretty much on fire all year.
And then I had to get a Colorado Rocky in there because, come on, we assume they're one of the top stacks in that. I feel like everyone else is stacking them. That's why I went a little bit more all over the place. I got Corey Dickerson in for some value in there.
Great. Cargo got injured last night. I don't expect him to play tonight, so Dickerson should be filling in.
Sweet.
Told you he was dealing with an injury.
Ooh,
and he got re-injured.
Look at you.
No, Dickerson's been really good. He's actually he was kind of a value play coming up for a while, and now he's been really consistent in the lineup. Take advantage of it now because if he keeps on this hot streak, that price is going to keep going up.
Yeah, the entire team's going to be just way, way too expensive and not producing. Which is
I don't
what you
know
said
though.
earlier.
I'm not so sold on Colorado's offense right now.
All right, I think we'll talk about that when we're talking about Thursday on StarFantasyLeagues.com at the end of the show. But here are my pitchers. I got my boy Steven Strasburg in. I feel like this is one of those matchups where he isn't going to burn out. It's a 6.5 over/under. They're huge favorites. I just think the matchup's pretty good. Philadelphia is not good.
Yeah, we've actually seen a couple of great performances by starting pitchers against Philadelphia recently, and Strasburg's price is just too good to ignore. He's at like 15.5.
Yep.
I mean, you really got to take advantage of that.
And he's at home. He kills it at home. I think the splits are pretty crazy for his ERA at least, but yeah, like the pick.
All right, so my other one, Edwin Jackson, I really like his matchup as well, but I went with two pitchers in the same game. I know you're going to just slice me for this one. I went with Jackson and I went with Dice K.
I would prefer Dice K in that matchup.
Yeah, would you?
Actually.
Why?
Well, especially for the salary, he's what, like 4,000 less on
yeah,
Star
Dice
Fantasy
K is
Leagues.
about 5K, and Edwin Jackson's almost 10K on StarFantasyLeagues.com.
Yeah.
But both these teams on offense, they're bottom 5 in the league offensively against righties, and they're top 6, both these teams, in strikeout percentage. I feel like both these pitchers are strikeout pitchers, and they could just – I don't think this is going to be a good offensive game at all.
I don't like either of them.
Well, it's an over-under of 7.
bad.
Both these offenses are
I
not
think it's going
good.
over. I think it is definitely going
All
over.
right, we're gonna talk this out later in the show. I think there's a bet brewing here. I like both pitchers. You apparently like both offenses.
I don't like the offenses, but I don't like the pitchers, and I think it's just a given.
Wow, we have never disagreed so vehemently. I love it. Coming after the break,
That's
it
a
is
lie, too.
time. Yeah, that's true. It's time for us to disagree some more. It's time for John Holt's Mailbag, and you're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show on 105.5 The Team.
The Star Fantasy League Show. Information is key to being a successful fantasy team owner, and the guys have all the updated info you need right now. Okay, fantasy sports fans.
There's a letter in your mailbox.
Time to dig into Donald's mailbag for your questions and comments.
Read the mail, read the mail, read the mail.
Jump in the game. Send your questions and comments to the Star Fantasy League's team by tweeting at SFL Show.
Won't you please tweet us at SFL Show if you're driving home from work? Because, this is the time that you would drive home from work when you're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show. Please do not tweet
I
us.
thought you were going to say, won't you be my tweeter?
I've actually said that before on the Star Fantasy League Show, and I got made fun of for it.
I thought that's where you're going with that, but
No.
What is that, a Mr. Rogers
Yeah.
reference?
Won't
Is
you
that
be
what
my
that is?
tweeter? No. I don't think that's right.
That's not right in many ways.
That people, if they're listening to it in the car, they may actually pull over and call the police if they hear that on the radio. They're like, that's a little creepy. Don't do that.
Well, we'll be long gone and nowhere near here.
But seriously, if you want to tweet us, get your voices heard on the radio. It's cool, right? You hear your name read. That's like you can tell your friends about it 10 years from now. Nobody cares, right? No. Do you want to hear your name, Nick Steblenko, on the radio? You actually do like that.
I have called into radio shows before. I think it's quite fun.
Can we, if we actually do,
We can't, unfortunately, have people call in.
well, eventually we're going to actually have access to that. But when we do that, can we talk like this when we're talking to callers on the radio? Oh, you're on the radio with the Star Fantasy League Show.
See, I've called into a show where they actually slam you when you say something stupid
Oh,
on the radio.
we're definitely gonna do that.
Okay.
If you guys want to tweet us, again, if you tweet us, we will read anything on the air. We have no shame. We don't care. But if you tweet us a stupid question, we're going to slam you for it.
John will slam you, and everybody else will be polite. 'Cause that's the way that we do things.
You know what? You will not treat me like that. How dare you?
Nobody puts Jonald in a corner.
Nobody puts Jonald in the cage. All right, we got to get to Jonald's mailbag. Brad W. leads us off. The war of words between David Price and David Ortiz continued in the media on Wednesday when it was announced that Red Sox pitcher Brandon Workman was suspended 6 games while Price wasn't disciplined at all. Why would Major League Baseball hand out such blatantly lopsided suspensions?
Yeah,
this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is ridiculous. I was actually pretty pissed when I heard this.
Wait,
I can't believe.
Hold on. Did you heat up?
Yeah,
Were
I got
you
really,
heating
really
up?
upset. I don't understand how you can have an umpire clearly warn both sides because of what David Price did. Basically, he said David Price did something that is against the rules. That's very simple. So he initiated this, and then Workman comes out and, okay, unwritten rule in baseball, which is a totally different discussion. Workman just responds to it. So Workman gets a 6-game suspension, but David Price gets nothing for instigating the whole thing. That's beyond me. I don't understand it.
Didn't Price hit another guy after the fact?
Yeah.
It was
So he hit 2 guys, and he didn't get ejected.
Well, the first, David Ortiz got hit by Price. That was, okay, big deal, warned both benches. And then, I believe an inning or 2 later, he comes out again and hits another guy in the hand. I think he hit Brock Holt in the hand.
Workman threw behind Longoria.
He threw behind him. He didn't even hit him.
Right.
But David Price nailed 2 batters.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Workman was clearly going for him, but he was like, I don't want to hit him. Probably going to get punched in the face.
I think the funniest part of this was that the Red Sox went through 4 different managers in that game.
Well, yeah, that is pretty funny.
Did you see that?
Yeah, our second manager threw his hat, and it was very funny. Remember how we were complaining we're not seeing enough like hat throwing and like kicking dirt?
Yeah, but I mean, we
saw it 4
It's
times.
a very good thing for this team because this was a team that went on a 10-game losing streak. They came back and took that, turned it completely the other direction. You need the managers to step up, and you need them to be on your side. It conveys confidence in your entire staff, and it shows that this is a team that's willing to fight for every inch. The fact that I just don't get it. I just don't understand. If for a pitcher to miss 6 games, isn't that 1 start?
Yes.
It's really 1 start for them.
Well, Andy's appealing it, so he may not like actually miss anything. If they bring it down to like 3 games, he actually misses nothing.
Yeah, he's pitching tonight.
Yeah, if
he's
the game
definitely
goes off tonight, then he's actually going to pitch. Whatever. If the suspension stands, though, fine. He misses 1 start. Same for Price, though. Price misses 1 start.
Price misses nothing.
No, that's what I mean. That's ridiculous. It's uncalled for, and the Major League is absolutely favoring David Price in this situation.
I love David Ortiz. He needs to keep talking in the media, because his accent is just hilarious, because you understand about 60% of the words he says, and most of them are really funny for some strange reason. All right, his quote was, "We're the ones getting fines and suspensions. I guess the rules aren't for everyone." He just says whatever he feels.
I'm sure he's going to get fined for that comment.
He probably will, and David Price will probably laugh at him.
Although it's not the NBA, you don't really get... I don't see baseball players getting fined that often for saying stuff to the
nobody
media.
pays any attention to what they say.
It's mainly like the NBA.
That is, yeah. That was usually in the David Stern era, though. It's like if you talk bad about David Stern, he slams you immediately.
Silver's handed down a few lately.
Yeah, they definitely hand down suspension. Either way, I mean, this is the Red Sox, so this is going to be magnified a little bit more. We're talking about one of the more recognizable franchises in the league.
Especially here, 105.5 The Team, we broadcast the Red Sox games. This is part of the culture of the station.
Ortiz is right on. Hit the nail right on the head. And I think Price absolutely should have got... Price didn't even really say anything to he kind of just brushed it off and said, okay, I'm just going to move forward.
Yeah, surprise.
Okay, you mean... I am totally guilty of this. I'm going to move forward. It's an admission of guilt. He knows what he did, and he should have been suspended or fined or something.
All right, he's moving on, and we're moving on as well in Jonald's mailbag. Second question comes from Chris R. The Johnny Football Circus continues in Cleveland. Oh, goody. Pulling Ben Tate into the mix. Should there be a ban on Browns players discussing Manziel in the media? I believe, Jason, you have something to say about this because you have a Johnny effing football shirt now for some strange reason.
Well, I was in Cleveland. Everybody's all over Manziel. It was just a thing to do. I had to buy a T-shirt, a Johnny football T-shirt. Right?
Oh, Johnny. That's what it is. A Johnny F stands for football.
Yeah. So that one of those shirts is going to be like it's going to be one of those items that you show your kids in like 30 years and you say, man, this guy played for 1 or 2 seasons in the NFL. That was fun.
Yeah, he was great, and then he got run out of town and was doing club promotions.
I think he's throwing out the first pitch tonight.
Oh, my God.
Oh, goody.
Against the Red Sox.
And it's going to get rained out.
Yeah.
Can David Ortiz go fight him instead of David Price?
Well, he's got large hands.
Oh. I really hope he throws into like the third row or something. That would be amazing. We could talk about that for the next 6 weeks
What
on
if
the
he
show.
threw it at Poppy?
Yeah, there we go. That would be great.
Yeah, if he comes out and says, yeah, I'm actually a Tampa Bay Rays fan, that would be really, really amazing.
So what are the chances that he comes out and does some sort of antic, like wears a stupid shirt or a hat or something like that, or maybe even wears a shirt that says, I want to throw at Poppy, something like that? Because I would put money on that happening because he's such a ridiculous fool.
I have legitimate betting odds, 100%.
Yeah.
100% he does something that gets in the media, even though he probably doesn't want to get in the media for it. He's just going to do something.
Well, everything he does is in the media.
This is true. That's the whole thing about Ben Tate. Why is Ben Tate talking about Johnny Manziel? He says it's annoying. He's a human being. All this extra media attention's annoying.
One of the Ben Tate quotes is pretty right on. He was like, the media follows him whether he spits to the left or spits to the right, something like that.
And then he had to go.
It is ridiculous.
He had to go on Twitter after and clarify he was just supporting Manziel by saying you don't need all this extra media attention. He hasn't done anything yet. Leave him alone.
And in doing so, garnered more media attention.
Yeah, he said he basically says he's giving a middle finger to everybody who took the quote wrong. Come on now. I mean, don't make it worse. Just ignore it.
I don't think you at this stage in your career you shouldn't have to put a ban on talking to the media. Your players should just be smart enough to not talk to the media. I'm not
saying an actual ban, but an internal player meeting that says, "Hey guys, shut your mouths."
You mean pull a Belichick? Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't talk. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah. He's a pretty good guy.
Thank you. Exactly. Just brush him off. No big deal.
No, he's not too bad.
All right, moving on. Josh S. writes, Phil Jackson and the Knicks were fined $25,000 or more fines. Good. $25,000 for mentioning Derek Fisher as a potential coaching candidate in a press conference. At this point, is it just a foregone conclusion that Fisher will retire and join the Knicks?
Derek's a pretty good guy.
Okay, Bill. I said Phil, not Bill.
I just take a certain stance, and just want to.
God, your Bill Belichick is just spot on, and it's really, really obnoxious how good it is.
There's another one. Why are you talking about this, Phil Jackson? He should be fined. That's the rule. That's the rule in the NBA. So
I think Phil Jackson's worth so much money, and the Knicks organization just doesn't care. They're probably like, you know what? Talk about him.
Exactly.
Whatever.
It's like pennies on the dollar.
But it's okay. It's an old friend. He could be like, yeah, I could call him on my cell phone and say, hey, Derek, how's it going? Are you going to fine him for that? Probably.
No, it's because he mentioned the fact that they were considering him for the head coach. I get it. I mean, that's the rule in the NBA. Is it a ridiculous rule? Perhaps. But, yeah, you're not supposed to do that. It's tampering. That's what it is.
So here's the question. Is Phil Jackson just, sticking his hand up the back of Derek Fisher as a puppet if he actually is a coach? Because he just wants to instill someone in that position that he can go, I want to, teach the offense. I want to do this. You just stand there and actually, manage the minutes.
Yeah, I think Fisher being a head coach under Jackson would kind of be a disaster. I don't really know who would want to come directly out of playing in the NBA to be a coach under Jackson.
Jason Kidd tried to do something like that,
but we're literally looking
different
at the same situation.
Yeah. I don't know. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, Derek Fisher is a very smart basketball player. I think we all know that. No, he was never a superstar, but he definitely knows the game. And I think that would be a situation where, yes, Phil Jackson would basically use him as a puppet to coach the team from the front office. But at the same time, isn't that kind of what the Knicks need right now? Don't they need somebody like Phil Jackson, which is why he got into this role, to go from the top down and reteach this organization how to be a powerhouse in the NBA? And that's how you would do. I mean, you can't have some guy coming in and saying, I disagree with the president of the team when it's the Zen master. That's just not okay.
That's the problem with hiring Phil Jackson to be anything but your head coach. He's going to be basically lingering over your head coaching position because if whoever he hires screws up, Phil's going to go take that head coaching position. He's going to go,
But why is it a problem? Why is it a problem? You mean hiring him?
No, I'm saying no.
Phil?
If they hire somebody else and that person fails, very quickly, Phil's just going to go, yeah, you're fired. I'm going to take your position, right away. Yeah, that's why somebody doesn't want to take this job.
That's probably why they're targeting all these people that haven't been coaches yet, like Steve Kerr. Is they've got Jackson there. If it goes wrong, he can just kind of step in, almost like Riley in Miami.
Yeah, with Spoelstra. You put a guy in there who knows what he's doing, but you can sort of mold him in your own way, and Pat Riley basically turned him into a great coach.
I think that I think Fisher could work out just because of the fact that that's the situation in New York now. There's no way that there's no changing it because Phil Jackson has already become the team president. So now you have to figure out how to make it work, and I think that's the way you make it work. You bring in a guy with no experience as a coach, but a ton of experience with the game. There's Derek Fisher sitting right there.
Will Melo be back in New York?
If I was in Phil Jackson's position, I would say no. I would not bring him back.
Oh.
Because he's a problem on but then again, I have my own biased opinion about Melo because I think he focuses on offense and only offense. He doesn't play defense.
That's a bias? No, that's a real thing.
Okay, fine.
He just
so that's
doesn't
a fact.
understand what defense is.
My bias is that if I were running a team, I would not pick him to be on that team because of that fact. I would like a two-way player.
Can he play the triangle offense? Do we know? Is he even willing to learn a brand new offense for a new team? Like, we don't know this. Is he going to go, hey, Carmelo, are you interested in learning this new system? No, not really. Okay, see you later.
No, I don't think he is. What does he do? He stands out by the three-point line, dribbles for about 4 or 5 seconds, and then just jacks up a three, and he hits it a fair amount of the time. So everybody's like, okay, wow, he's a great scorer. He's a great offensive player. There's no doubt about that. He scores a ton of points, but he doesn't play the game. He plays Melo ball.
I really wish I could support Melo more because he's a Syracuse boy, because he won us a national title, but he's been really selfish in the NBA, and he kind of annoys me because he could be so much better than he is.
Absolutely, I agree.
It frustrates me. All right, coming up after the break, it's time for Thursday MLB Talk, and you're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show on 105.5 The Team.
Play fantasy sports for cash prizes. Join the top daily and weekly fantasy leagues in the country at starfantasyleagues.com. Now, back to the Star Fantasy League Show with Jonathan, Zach, and Nick, only on The Team.
Mr. Voiceover Guy, you kind of don't understand what you're doing sometimes. We should probably pay more attention to training you, because we're back on the Star Fantasy League Show with Jonathan, Nick, and Jason, the middle reliever this week.
Long reliever, middle reliever.
You just do whatever the hell you're asked, right?
Yeah.
Out of the bullpen, couple innings.
See, I don't know. I feel like today he's a call up from AAA, and he's making a start, and he's doing really fine. He's doing a good job.
I believe he'll also be on the show tomorrow, so you're wrong. He cannot pitch 2 days in a row unless he's a middle reliever.
You know what? It's been done before, and I think he's bringing it back.
Okay, fine. He can do whatever. Jason, you can do whatever you want. I don't care.
Okay.
It's not my show.
It's
wait.
the Gringer Show.
No, I do not believe that's true at all. No.
Well, you just said he could do whatever he wants.
I was being facetious, Nick.
Jason, what do we have next?
No. I will lead this train however I see fit. You will not lead this. And just for that, I'm just going to sit here for another 3 minutes of silence.
Well, a train is usually on tracks, and the tracks lead in a specific destination. So what destination are the tracks leading us on?
The tracks are actually leading us to starting pitchers for Thursday on StarFantasyLeagues.com. Does that sound like a good place to go? This is up to you, Jason. Are we going in a good spot?
Sure.
All right, so normally on Monday's show, we break the starting pitchers of the day into tiers. Because there's only 6 games on the slate for Thursday after 7 o'clock, that's when the games on StarFantasyLeagues.com begin, we're just going to do the tiers for pitchers. Got all 12 of them listed here. We split them up into 3 specific tiers. We're going to break them down by price, basically, and then we're going to pick one each and be accountable for it. Does that sound like a good deal?
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's do it. Tier 1 consists of Michael Wacha, Willie Peralta, not Wiley, God, Yordano Ventura, and Tyler Skaggs. I know you wanted to say Wiley.
What, did that upset you?
Yeah.
That made you upset?
Wiley Coyote, Wiley Skaggs, no?
Or Wiley Willie. What's wrong with that? It's a great name.
Sure, I bet it is.
Yeah, this is impossible to really have a solid argument about this. I don't know. Maybe maybe we disagree. Michael Wacha is a far and away solid pitcher, the most solid pitcher in this entire bracket.
But the whole point of these tiers is we put them in these groupings so that they're close in price. But Michael Wacha's up in 15s. Peralta and Ventura are around the 12 area. I mean, you're saving $3,000. That's a big difference.
I think Wacha's a star here, but he does have an interesting matchup tomorrow against Kansas City, who they have the lowest number of strikeouts in the league by far. Yeah,
they're 30th in the league percentage-wise and in total strikeouts. That's not a number you want to see. I mean, Wacha is a strikeout pitcher, but you'd rather see somebody, maybe like 15th, 18th in the league. But, yeah, this is the lowest.
Don't you think that he could just go really deep into this game, though?
Okay, but a big part of it
is not striking him out.
It is strikeouts. That's
but
why
if you pitch a complete game with 4 strikeouts, that's still a great performance.
I would honestly prefer someone like Willie Peralta only because he's going up against Minnesota. They're middle of the road in WOBA against righties, but they do have the 4th highest strikeout percentage in the league. That's a number because he's not the greatest strikeout pitcher, but he's an all-right strikeout pitcher.
I'm also looking at the other side of the ball going against Wacha is Ventura, who hasn't pitched since May 26th. He's been resting his elbow a little bit. He has double-digit strikeout potential against the St. Louis team who's really been struggling to score lately. They went 21 straight innings without scoring a run.
Yeah, but Ventura's kind of tapered off, though. I mean, he came, he came into the season with a lot of people in his court, but
the hype train.
Yeah, there you go. Well, but he's kind of tapered off. I mean, he was downright awful in his last start.
Yeah, his last 2 starts weren't good. He was dealing with some arm issues, so he's had a time to rest. We'll see if that helps tomorrow. He's kind of a wild card play tomorrow in that.
I'm also scared about Willie Peralta because he got beat up by the Cubs last time. I don't really know how to feel about that.
For some reason, we've said this multiple times in the Star Fantasy League show. We talk about, his last outing was against the Cubs, and he got slammed. You're like, the Cubs aren't good. How are you just destroying good pitchers? They've done that multiple times this season.
Maybe they come in, and maybe a pitcher comes in, and they're just like, man, I can really take advantage of this situation, and then they just throw a dud.
Well, maybe just pitchers take them for granted.
They might. They just go, it's the Cubs, no big deal. All right, but I noticed nobody's mentioned Tyler Skaggs. He's not in this conversation, right? He shouldn't be.
Well, okay, no, but the reason I say that he's not in the conversation is because you have Michael Wacha in there, and Ventura has the potential to blow up. But Tyler Skaggs has been pretty solid. The only thing that really scares me is that Houston is much better versus left-handed pitchers than right-handed pitchers. Skaggs has had pretty solid numbers. He's having a solid season. Yeah, so I mean, he could be worth a play. I wouldn't pick him in this tier.
Houston's pretty solid against lefties. They're 11th in the league right now. It's not a matchup I'm looking at and going, ooh, I can't wait to pick Tyler Skaggs.
Exactly.
That's why he's not really in there. So I mean, gun to my head, I'm going Willie Peralta for my top guy in this tier if we're including money. If we're including no salaries here, I'm going Wacha, obviously. But if I want to save a little money, maybe I got both of them in there. That's probably what I'm going to do.
Well, if we're saving money, then I would be going Ventura.
Yeah.
Oh,
I might go.
If we're not saving money, then I'm going Wacha. So what are we going?
I've switched this a million times. I had Ventura 1, and then I had Wacha. I switched it. It doesn't matter. I would get all 3, and if you could, to be honest, it's a weird
Wacha,
day.
Then.
All right, let's move on to tier 2. I only like half of these guys. Travis Wood, Miguel Gonzalez, Juan Nicasio, and Bronson Arroyo. The Colorado-Arizona matchup, I wouldn't touch either of those with a 20-foot pole.
No.
All right, so the discussions between Travis Wood for Chicago and Miguel Gonzalez for Baltimore. Do we like either of these guys?
No.
Woody.
What?
Woody.
Well,
I thought you said we. I was like, Wei Chen? What are you talking about?
No, I think Wood's the best in this tier. Facing the Mets.
Yeah, but we're not saying much there.
Yeah.
Really not saying much. I mean, yeah, the Mets are not good, but Wood was terrible last time. Already went 2 1/3 with 10 hits against, 7 earned runs, and a home run. Yeah. I mean, I guess he might bounce back, but
yeah, this tier, I'm pretty much staying clear of this tier, to be honest. Wood is my number 1, but let's move on to tier 3 because I think we might have an interesting one here. Tier 3 has Brad Peacock, Jacob deGrom, Colby Lewis, and Kevin Correa. I wouldn't personally go with Lewis or Correa. I don't like either of them.
Yeah.
DeGrom.
Yeah,
DeGrom's the man here. He's actually going to be my play of the day tomorrow.
Oh,
is he really?
Yeah.
Woo, look at that. Really?
But, yeah, the other 3 guys, Peacock, Lewis, and Correa, I'm stacking against all 3 of those guys.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, Jacob deGrom is by far and away my top guy in this tier. I'm probably going to try to get him in with a combination of Wacha, Peralta, and Ventura. Some of that 3 combination is going to be my lineup tomorrow.
Yeah, when I was DeGrom far and away, but when I was looking at this initially, I was looking at the Angels and how they're actually kind of worse against right-handed pitchers. But I have to feel that has a lot to do with Josh Hamilton's absence, and he is back.
He's back. They are they're 9th against righties. They're not the worst in WOBA.
I had him lower than that.
In WOBA?
Oh, in WOBA.
Yeah, he's going with batting average. He's trying to tell me batting average is the tell-all.
I did not say that. I didn't say that at all. You don't know my strategy, and I am winning 6-5.
All right, so those are the pitchers breakdown for Thursday on StarFantasyLeagues.com. We're moving along to the hitters. Remember, this is for Thursday. 6 games on the slate. Let's get into it. Where are we stacking, Jason? Where's your first idea to stack? And I'm assuming it's from a game that has a gigantic over-under.
Yeah, as previously mentioned, I'm stacking against Colby Lewis tomorrow with the Orioles.
Oh, you're going with that game. I thought we were going to the obvious Coors Field game. No, okay.
No, we're not.
We are not.
Okay. I want to hear it.
You want to hear about the Orioles?
I want to hear about the Orioles.
Well, Colby Lewis, his last 2 starts at home, both losses. He's pitched 10 innings, allowed 21 hits and 12 earned runs. He's got a 5.44 ERA on the year with a 1.77 WHIP. Even though they don't have a ton of left-handed bats, the Orioles, they're still 10th in weighted on-base average against right-handed pitching this year.
Yeah. I mean, Nelson Cruz has been a beast. I mean, I think he threw his name in the hat for AL MVP.
Of course, yeah.
He's there right smacking the ball.
He's got a 4.22 WOBA against righties. That's just incredible, especially for it's just his price is so far up there, and you still think about it. You're like, yeah, I should probably get him in.
Actually, I think he's more expensive than Tulowitzki now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's just steadily climbing. But the thing is, like, I see him every day up there, and I go, well, I have to fit. Like, you have to fit him in. He's just putting up these monster numbers.
Yeah, somebody has kind of trended downward lately. It's Chris Davis, but he's due to hit 2 or 3 homers any given night.
Yeah, sure. 2 or 3. Why not? No big deal.
Sure.
No, I really think that has a lot to do with the fact that he has such a low batting average. He really does. He's not hitting the ball a ton, but when he does, he slugs it.
Yeah, that's pretty much his. He's as close to boomer bust as you get for a fantasy player.
Totally.
Basically. All right, so I want to hear this whole thing about the Colorado Rockies. Why are we not stacking them? I'm pretty sure we talk about stacking them at all times.
Well, I mean, I don't mind throwing a flyer Colorado Rockies stack out there anytime they're playing in Colorado, but just lately they've been really annoying me. They haven't been scoring many runs. Their batting average is way down. The only guy that's been reliable on that team is Tulowitzki at home. On the road, he's been awful, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. No,
lately.
but I think really what plays into that, and I don't know that we've actually gotten to discuss too much about guys that are overpriced this season. Colorado really has gotten overpriced. If you look at guys like Charlie Blackmon tapering off, Carlos Gonzalez tapering off and injured, Justin Morneau is still pretty solid, but his numbers have come back a little bit. I mean, if you're going to go with Colorado, I would stick with Tulowitzki, absolutely. But then Corey Dickerson, I think you would throw him in there because he's only around 6,500.
You can always find some kind of value in their lineup. Like for the early part of the season, it was Drew Stubbs we were talking about. Dickerson's kind of filled that role in the outfield now. I mean, I still think Morneau at his price, he's around the 8,000 mark. Everybody else is around the 10 and 11,000 mark on this team. Morneau, I still feel like is a pretty good play.
I think you could go with him. I don't know if I would advocate a full-on stack in that one then.
Yeah, they played a ton of games at home to start the season, which really upped their numbers, and we've seen them come back to earth lately.
I would like to see their prices come back just a little bit more before I start sinking the money into them again.
Yeah. All right, I'm going somewhere else. I've been on this team for a while now. Milwaukee Brewers against Kevin Correa. Not a good pitcher. Is equally awful against lefties and righties. He does not discriminate whatsoever. I'm interested in Gomez, Braun, Lucroy, and checking out who is starting, if it's Gennett or Weeks. This is an easy way to get 4 people in and not spend. You're not breaking the bank for these guys. Obviously, Braun and Gomez are expensive, but Lucroy's around the mid-7s, and Weeks and Gennett are around 3 to 4. So.
Yeah, you took every single guy that I had written down. I completely agree. I'm 100% on board with that. Correa should get lit up tomorrow.
Yeah, his ERA is almost at 6 this year. He's got a 1.52 whip, and current Milwaukee hitters have 9 home runs against him.
Ooh,
so
those are big numbers. Even though Minnesota's not really an advantageous park, it's right in the middle. I mean, it's somewhere you could easily see some home runs getting popped.
Yeah, if it's a warm, humid day in Minnesota, balls can fly out of there pretty easily.
Whee! That's what you need. You need a lot of home runs.
Do you say that when they hit it too?
Yeah, definitely. Another guy I'm targeting for a home run stack is Arizona again, because Nicasio 1.45 home runs per 9. His ERA's 4, but he's just not. He hasn't been all that hot.
No, and I think that actually is a really good strategy because I think a lot of people are still on that Colorado train. So if you're going to play in a GPP and you start stacking on Arizona, you have a good chance of going against a grain, and they have the potential.
I mean, you still have to.
The air carries there.
Goldschmidt 367 WOBA against righties. He's just been a beast. You just kind of have to go with him. He's not as expensive as the guys who are basically putting up similar production to him.
Yeah, I've got one of my value plays of the day, which we'll get to a bit later, on Arizona.
Ooh,
so I am on them a little bit.
I think we may have the same player. I'm a little worried that we might, and it's confusing to me. But other guys I like in Arizona, Montero, Gerardo Parra. Wow, I almost said Gerardo Parra. Yeah, there's a lot of, even though there's only 6 games that we're looking at for Thursday on StarFantasy.com, there's still a lot of offense. We talked about a lot of different pitchers. There's a bunch to talk about. But coming after the break, we actually have to give you our value plays of the day for Thursday. And you're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show on 105.5 The Team.
You're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show. Contact the StarFantasyLeagues.com guys via Twitter at SFL Show.
Welcome back to the Star Fantasy League Show, and it is time for us to give you our plays of the day for MLB Thursday on StarFantasyLeagues.com. And Nick, I believe you are leading us off.
Okay, I'm going to start with Nelson Cruz.
Ow, you son of a bitch.
Really just say that?
Yep.
Okay.
Come on. I've been saying, how many times did I say he's my guy every single day? I love him, and you stole Nelson Cruz from me.
Well, he's everybody's guy because that's how he does things.
Did you have him last night?
I did. No, I don't think I did.
No, you didn't. That's why I beat you.
That's a mistake.
Yeah, I had Hanley Ramirez because he was supposed to hit a home run, but he didn't do that. Now, did he? Nelson Cruz versus Colby Lewis tomorrow. We already talked enough about that. He's definitely primed for another home run.
He's expensive, but he is worth the money.
One way to get him in, my value play tomorrow is going to be Matt Adams. He is around 5,400. He's fantastic against right-handed pitchers. I am not really sure why his price is that low, but I think he hits like 370 versus right-handed hitters. So, pitcher of the day is going to be Michael Wacha. He is just over 15,000, and he should have a nice return. And for a stack, I lost it. I'm going with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim against Brad Peacock.
Peacock.
I hate that name, by the way.
Peacock?
No.
Oh, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim?
It's
of Anaheim.
horrible.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
All right, Jason, come on. Reliever. It's middle reliever time.
All right, my bat of the day is going to be Tulowitzki.
It's Nelson Cruz again. Oh, sorry, what?
No, I'm going Tulowitzki for the Rockies against Bronson Arroyo. He's got a couple home runs against him in his career. Do we have to really talk about his numbers again in Colorado this year? He's hitting. He's got a 438 weighted on-base average against right-handed pitching.
That's monster.
Which is third in the majors, and at home, it's 648.
That's not even a real
That's
number.
First in the majors by 150.
Yeah, that's not even a real number.
And pitcher of the day is Jacob deGrom for the Mets.
Wow, you are going for deGrom.
Yeah, he's only 7,700, so it's a bit of a value play as well. He had 11 strikeouts in his last start against Philadelphia. He's only allowed 16 hits in 26 innings this year. And my value play of the day is Chris Owings.
Ooh,
that
is not where I was going.
He has a 4-game hitting streak in Colorado this year. He's got 4 extra base hits, 2 doubles, to triple a home run there. Stack of the day is Orioles.
All right, so we're all over the board today. I was on Nelson Cruz, but I'm going to switch to my secondary, which is Paul Goldschmidt. Let's be honest, if you're going against the grain, everybody seems to be going on the Colorado train. It should be just as advantageous to pick some Arizona guys. They're not my stack of the day. I'm actually going to go with Milwaukee Brewers. I really, really think you can get some value. They're a cheaper stack than most of the other teams. Pitcher of the day, I'm sorry, I'm not changing from Michael Wacha. I'm not changing. I'm just keeping him. Keeping him in there. Sorry. And my value of the day, John Singleton, guy that just got called up for the Houston Astros, hit a home run in his first game, struck out twice, 2 errors. Great game. Awesome job, buddy.
Yeah, I think he's there for his bat.
He's definitely there for his bat. He's a lefty up against Skaggs, who is also a lefty, but he is not good against lefties. He's a reverse split pitcher. I think he could have a pretty decent outing, and he is the minimum.
I think Skaggs is going to strike him out 3 times.
But then he's going to hit 2 jacks, so that's fine. That's whatever.
Nothing.
Wow, you are just so negative.
Goose egg.
Why you got to be so negative?
Sorry, man. When I'm around you, it just rubs off on me. What am I supposed to do?
Tweet us at SFL Show if you're all about Nick just slamming me at all points of the show. You just love that, don't you?
It is fun. It's a lot of fun, but I think we have a pretty good rapport.
All right, we do have a good rapport. You know what else we have going on right now? We got a $20 SFL Show listener free roll today.
Get in.
It's today. You have a couple hours to still get in there. Just click on the private tab on StarFantasyLeagues.com. Put in the password SFL Show. $20 free roll. Money for you. We just give it to you.
All you have to do is listen to us, and then you just get some free money.
If you can't play tonight, tweet us at SFL Show with your username. We'll give you $5 in your account to get started. It's no big deal. Right? Just free money. Not for you. I saw you. You're trying to I don't get free money.
I've been trying to devise a scheme, and it just doesn't happen.
No, you
doesn't
can't
happen.
do it.
I can't do it.
No. You're not getting free money. Everybody else listening, you can get free money on StarFantasyLeagues.com. Play today. It's the best day to get started. And I got to say it. It's time. It's not delivery. It's DeGrom. Take it easy, guys.